In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process of how I created this Erling Haaland flyer. If you're new here, don't forget to click on the subscription button and turn on the notification so you can get notified whenever we drop a new video. You're ready? Let's go.
Alright, so we have our body here on Photoshop. I've already separated the hands from the body, and I'm going to tell you why I did that as we proceed. So next up, we have a picture of Erling Haaland. Yes, I have already traced out the head from the body, so I am just going to drag it to my new layer. Now I'm also going to drag the body to the same layer as well. Yeah. And we are just going to see how we can adjust this so we can match the head with the body. So for the sake of time, I am just going to fast forward this video a little bit. Pay close attention while I try and match it. Alright, so I think the prospect of the head matches that of the body, so we're just going to work with this. I think this region here is looking out, and I'm going to right click and introduce my warp. So yeah, let's just adjust that region and try and hide it. Alright, so I think this is good. So next up, I want to add my jersey, or my body as you can call it, to the character, to the image. So I'm going to try and fit the jersey with the body. For that, I'm going to be using mostly my warp tool. Then I'm going to show you different methods to do that. So let's try and adjust the clothes, the jersey, to fit in the body. So I'll just right click, warp tool. Now if you look at this, most of the edges are not aligning. So I'm just going to try and align that. To do that, I'm going to use my puppet warp tool. Then I'm going to pin the edges around the jersey, because I don't want it to shake or move whenever I'm trying to adjust a particular region. So I'm going to pin that. Just try and pin all the edges. Then we start adjusting. Try and be very careful so you don't distort the shirt while adjusting. So try and match the shoulder region with the body. Try and match everywhere with the way the body is. I'm going to fast forward this video in the course of time. Yeah, this is good. This is looking very good. So we're going to introduce the hand. Next up, we're going to introduce the hand. So I'm just going to drag that to my layer. We'll try and match that. I'm going to do the same for the second hand. Drag that to my layer and try and match that. So we need to hide the hand behind the sleeves, so we'll just hide both of them. Now up next, we'll try and crop out a part of the sleeve. Just like this. So I'm going to say Ctrl X, Ctrl V. I'm going to do it for the second sleeve as well. Same Ctrl X, Ctrl V. Then we'll reveal those hands. Now we're just going to bring the sleeve on top each hand. So up next, we're going to hide these edges. To do that, I'm just going to add a layer mask, and I'm going to click on the soft brush. Let's reduce that. And I'm going to start brushing gently those edges to hide them. And I'm going to also do it for the second hand as well. Brush off those edges to hide them.
Yeah, it's looking nice. So let's come to the neck region and do the same thing we did on the other part of the clothes. So I'm going to trace out this part of the neck on the clothes. And I'm going to say Ctrl X to cut. Alright, I think this is looking good. Let's just reduce the head a little bit. Just adjust it a little bit. I think it's good. Don't worry about these extra edges you're seeing. We're just going to mask them off. So we'll need this region that his chest is. So we're just not going to max out that region. Yeah, so this is looking nice. Okay, so now we're done with adding the body and adding the arms to the image. What we're going to do next is to add this thorn like something on the chest, like his JC is torn. So for that, I am going to add a mask to the layer. So I'll add a mask to the layer, and I'm going to go to brush. I'm going to change my brush, and I would select a special brush. I'm going to pick Kai's concept brush. I'm going to click on the Kai concept brush. Kai's concept brush, yes. I'm going to change my custom to dry. I'm just going to paint or brush around that region to expose a little bit. Now you can decide to get a brush that would make it look more professional. You can decide to get a brush that will make it look more authentic. But for the case of this tutorial, my plugins broke down actually, so I don't have that brush yet. So I'm just going to open up the chest a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing for this area. Just open it up a little bit. Okay. Let's just open up this top a little bit. I think it's looking too big though. Let's come back to how it was before. Now if you look at this, you would see that there is like little transparent background on the body there, which is not supposed to be so for that I think we overmaxed it, so I'm just going to reverse the max a little bit on the body. Let me change my brush again to soft brush. Yes, and I'll just reverse it, reverse that like so. Just take off this edge too as well. Yes, this is looking better. It's looking very better. Okay. I'm seeing like this small loophole here, which might probably not show, but for professionality's sake, let's just use a warp tool. Warp tool on the body. Just bring that out a little bit. Yes. Perfect. 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 Yes, I think this is looking very good. This is looking very good. So the next thing I want to do is to import my background. Let's drag it to our scene. Let's increase to adjust the background, like so. Take this below the layer. Yeah, I think this is good. This is good. I like it like so, but I don't really want these flowers to pop up, so I'm just still going to use my warp tool. Still going to use my warp transform and try and shift off these flowers from the background. Perfect. Perfect. I think this is perfect. Now the next thing I want to do, oops, there is like this white stuff in his hands here, so we're just going to remove that real quick. Let's see which arm. Should be the other arm. Good. Take that off. Yes, I think we're looking better. Now the next thing we're going to do is to add our ground. I already have my ground, so I'm just going to take that to the workspace. Okay, let's increase that. Bring it down. We just have to position it in a way that it's going to look natural. I think this is good, so okay. So we're going to fade off these edges on the floor, and to do that we just add our max, then select our brush tool. Let's increase this and let's gently fade off these edges to blend it to the background. Yeah, I think this is looking okay. This is looking perfect. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is I don't want these stuffs to be on a singular, so I'm just going to convert them to smart objects. So let's select them in this row. Select them. They convert to smart objects, so we can have full authority over the whole character or subject. So yeah, let's reduce this a little bit. Now let's import our base, which I know I have somewhere here. Yeah, so I've already cropped it from this background, so I'm just going to drag it to my work layer. Yeah, this is really good. Now from looking at this background, there is no much light on the background, so where the shadow should be casting from is a priority whenever you're doing or you're manipulating. Where the light is coming from and where the shadows are casting, they're very much a priority. So for this case, I think the light is coming from this region, from his back, so the shadow should be casting directly beneath him. So I'm just going to add a shadow here. To do that, I'm going to create a blank layer. I'm going to go to brush, and I'm going to rescale this to something like this. Too much. I'm just going to rescale this to something like this. Yeah, that's good.
brush underneath. Perfect. But we can see that we have some shadows leaking out, which is not really supposed to be so. So it's either we adjust and rescale. Perfect. Let's just duplicate this shadow. Ctrl J to duplicate. Let's bring this down a little bit. Swap. Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking very good. So next, let's do a little trick. Let's crop the floor part of the background. Say Ctrl J, and let's just bring it up. Now I'm just going to add my marks. I'm going to go to my brush. Let's change the orientation of this brush. This is good. I'm just going to reduce the brush a little bit. I'm just going to brush at the top of this region. Okay. Good. This is really good. So the next thing I want to do is to blend my image with the background. The image is looking a little bit reddish, so I want to blend it with the blue on the background. So to do that, I am going to go directly above. I'm going to add a hue saturation. I'm going to reduce the red on it a little bit. I'm going to take the red down a little bit. See? Just play with the red. Take it down a little bit. Let's work on the cyan. Make it a little bit more bluish. And let's go back to the master. Let's reduce our saturation level a little bit. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add a black and white adjustment layer. Now this adjustment layer is actually working for both the background and the image, but I don't want the adjustment layer to affect the background, so I'm just going to hold down my Alt key and I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to directly clip it on my image. So now you see that the hue saturation is affecting only my image and not my background. So I'm just going to add a black and white adjustment layer this time around for both the image and the background. I'm going to go back to my image and I'm going to add a curves adjustment layer. Now what I want to do is to match the light that is coming out from the background with that of the image. So to do that, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to look for the part of the image that the light is more, and I'm seeing this part here on the face and I'm seeing here too on the face. So I'm going to click on that part that has more light on the image to match it with the background, the light that is coming from the background. So I'm just going to click and bring it up a little bit till I feel it's matched with the background. I think this is good. I'm still going to do that for the dark areas. So I'm going to select the darkest area in his body, which is this, and I'm going to bring it down till it matches with the dark area in the background. I think this is good. I'm just going to turn off that layer. Yeah, this is very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. So the next thing we're going to do is thinking we should add like a little light on this region of his head because of the light coming from the background. So we're just
going to add that. So to do that, we're going to create a solid adjustment layer, and we're just going to pick a color from the background. I'm going to use let's use a soft light blend mode and see how it goes. So I'm just going to invert this. Now I'm going to click on my brush tool, and I'm going to paint around that area I want the light to be more prominent. Now you can see that as I paint, there is light coming in. Just going to do that here. This areas as well. Okay, I'm still going to add like a different solid layer. This time around, let's pick a color from the blue. Let's pick a darker color from the blue. Say okay, let's change the blend mode to vivid light is fine. And let's invert that as well. Let's increase the intensity of the light. There's amps. Oh, that's good. Same thing here. Oops, I guess the hair is the hair. While brushing, you make sure you're careful. Whenever you make a mistake, you can easily click on, or you can easily press the X on your keyboard to invert it. Then you can, paint off the areas you made a mistake. Right? This is really good. Really, really good. So the next thing we're going to do is to add our text to this. So to do that, I'm just going to click on my text tool. And I'm just going to write E9 Erling Haaland. Alright, so let's use opacity. I'm going to say okay. Let's increase this a little bit. This is beautiful. Alright, so I would like to make the background, I like to make the text have that feel like the background is actually, running inside the text. So for me to do that, I'm just going to duplicate the background, Ctrl J on your keyboard, make it above the text, and I'm going to add a mask. Let's just brush off these other regions we don't need. Just brush this off. Make sure you try and use more of your zoom. In my case, I don't use much of zoom. I don't even know how good my sites are, so I don't use much of zoom, but it's very important to use your zoom so you can be seeing most of the edges as clear as possible. Yeah, I think this is good. So we're just going to add Haaland. What's going there? Why? Haaland. Bring this. Let's rotate. Yeah, this is good. Now it's time to add our snow effect. To do that, you can either choose to download a snow brush, or you can just simply go online and search for this snow PNG. So I'm just going to drag it here, and I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. Change our blend mode to screen, and we're good. We're good to go. So now you see it's snowing. Just adjust it. So yeah, this is how I created this Erling Haaland flyer using Photoshop. If this tutorial was helpful, do well to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications so you can get notification when we drop a new video.